The dogs are in, and they've got the signage to prove it. Washington's spectacular campus with some new decorations today. A school that's won national titles in football, women's cross country, men's and women's rowing, softball, women's volleyball, and women's golf. Now a proud member of the Big Ten. The man who oversees the athletic department on Montlake is Pat Chun. He joins us now. Pat, what does this day mean for the University of Washington?
Well, it's a momentous day, and it's a day that when you think about where college athletics is at, where the Big Ten is relative to prominence, not only as a college entity but as a global brand, and where Washington is in terms of an institution and a global brand. It's we're honored to be a part of the Big Ten Conference. We're excited about what's on the horizon, but also excited just to be, I've told a lot of people when you walk around our campus and you get the sense of what Washington is, the type of institution we are. I mean, we are a Big Ten school, and this is where we're supposed to be, and it's where we feel like we can impact our young people the best by putting them on the biggest stage possible, and that's the Big Ten Conference.
It's funny you say that. I had exactly that feeling as I visited with you, walked around the University of Washington here just a month or so ago when we were filming our Trailblazers with Detlef Schrempf. It does very much have the feel of a Big Ten school, and certainly you would know that quite well. I'm interested in what this means to you personally. You're someone who grew up in the state of Ohio. You went to Ohio State. You worked at Ohio State. The Big Ten's in your blood. So personally, what does it mean for you to now be a Big Ten AD?
Well, it's I joke around with everyone. I grew up in Big Ten country, and now I live back in Big Ten country. But when you're brought up in the Midwest, I was born and raised in the state of Ohio. You always looked at these West Coast schools as kind of the stars on the other side of the horizon that you'd always meet in Pasadena on January 1. And the world's changed. College football has changed. But you always had a reverence for the schools out west, and now for really the four top brands, the four arguably the most successful programs coming out of the Pac-12, to be able to join the Big Ten and where college athletics today, it's maybe has a little bit deeper meaning for me, simply because I've studied this conference. I worked in this conference for a long time. I have such reverence for the conference, and also have always been of the belief that this conference has always led from the front. And more, the most important thing for Washington is we want to be a part of a group that is leading from the front.
We have our crew in Seattle today for the football practice tour. Obviously, this is the first year for Jedd Fisch. Washington had such an amazing year a season ago, making it all the way to the national championship game, but really flipping the roster here, entirely new staff. For those who haven't been around Coach Fisch, help them understand what he's bringing to the program.
Well, you're talking about a coach who in his most recent stop, and I say this with all due respect to the University of Arizona, but it is historically a basketball school. And those of us who've been around college athletics know that to win at football at a basketball school takes a different skill set and a different path. And to see Jedd get them to 10 wins and then that created this opportunity at Washington, and just being around him in a short period of time. I mean, his work ethic is incredible. His vision for where Washington can go to is exactly aligned with the rest of the institution. But I think what you're going to see though is he wants a tough team, and I think that he understands what it takes to win in the Big Ten, because it is a league that history shows that the toughest teams typically are the ones that rise to the top of the standings. So, but I've told people here locally, just getting to know Jedd the last few months, I believe we're all going to say right guy, right time for Washington, simply because where college athletics is at, where college football is at, his style, his demeanor. I think he's just been a wonderful fit for Washington.
One of the things that Rick Pizzo and I were talking about at the beginning of the program is all the amazing Olympic sports programs that come along with the four schools that joined the Big Ten today. He was mentioning the crew program at Washington, which obviously is phenomenal, so I'm guessing that's part of your answer. But is there a program or two that has a special place maybe in the hearts of Washington fans that Big Ten fans ought to know about?
Well, I mean, rowing is a great place to start. Books have been written, movies have been made about our men's rowing program, and it's got a storied history with our city, with our state, and with our institution. Our softball program, led by Heather Tarr, is at the tip of the pyramid, perennially ranked. It's a type of program. Once I started in the spring, and Coach didn't get far enough in the NCAA tournament, and she said it's a down year, and I'm like, wow, the standard is extraordinarily high here. And our men's track and field team just won back-to-back Pac-12 championships. Which is the first time that's happened in decades. So, we're like a lot of Big Ten schools, and you know this firsthand, Dave. We want comprehensive excellence. Like the Big Ten, part of the joy in being the Big Ten is we're with like schools that we want to be good at everything. We want to be our best, and we want to be the best in everything we try. We don't feel the team. We won't feel the team where the goal isn't to win at the highest levels. And what you see with the University of Washington is an athletic program that works really hard to put the best coaches in and around the best student athletes, and typically that leads to championships.
Well, Pat Chun, thrilled to be working with you once again. Cannot wait to see what the future holds here for Washington in the Big Ten, and the warmest of welcomes to all Huskies fans. Thanks a lot for taking the time to join us on what is really a special day.
Thank you, Dave. Go Dogs.